Good evening, everybody. It is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is Jmac Play Some Games, and I'm here playing part two of... What am I playing? I'm playing part two from a streaming point of view, of Final Exam by... Name forgotten. I'll tell you who it's by. It's by Jack Witham, because it's a text adventure game, and I know how to type about. What is this about? Well, the last time I played this, my good friend Doug Orleans present. Hi, Doug. How are you?
Hello, I am great. How are
I'm
you?
glad to hear that. I too am doing well, and we got up nearly, I think, to the. I want to say either the ending or the initial ending or the more obvious ending of this game. This is an IF Comp game from 2015, so it is meant to be played in a couple of hours. By the nature of playing the way I do on a stream, I play pretty slowly. So within 2 hours, we didn't quite get to any ending at all. But we got a fair ways in, and I want to talk about something cool I discovered about Lectrote, which is the interpreter I'm using here. I can actually bring up its about screen. This is an interpreter by Andrew Plotkin, the very same who made Hadean Lands, which is the game I played over the 14 prior episodes of JMac Plays a Game. And a thing I did not know is that the autosave that Hadean Lands enjoys apparently is visited upon, I don't want to say all games, but works across games. So I opened up this game expecting I would need to load a restore file, and it just immediately jumped to the last point we were. So that's cool, and that's a thing about this interpreter. That's a bit of magic I didn't know it had within it. So yeah, Lectrote, it is a cool cross-platform interpreter for Z-Code and Glulks games. I think that's all it does. I don't think it does TADs. I could be wrong. And it has autosave and auto-restore, and it doesn't even tell you it's doing it. So it's pretty good. I'm sure if Zarf were here, he would say, oh, well, unless you do this, in which case it won't work. Zarf, if you're listening, come back on the show and correct me. Until then, it's a good interpreter. So, where were we in Final Exam? And this is just me going from memory, we were, and my cat might turn off my computer at any point because it is an hour until dinner time, so they are rambunctious and crawling all over my keyboard. So apologies in advance. Next time I'll play with my camera so you can all enjoy cute cats that are knocking my monitor on the floor while I'm speaking. We are an AI inhabiting a robot that is trying to deflect some kind of hacker attack on our base. They're in our base killing our dudes. No, they're basically flooding our network with packets, my friends, and we have to take a satellite uplink kit outside and open that up. And there's a treasure hunt where you have to find enough bits of, I imagine them to be Category 5 network cable, Ethernet cable, and splice them all together. And there's a fun mechanic where you just run cable, a giant loop of cable through many rooms. And we're short one length. So we have to find where this last bit of cable is hiding. And I
have a couple questions to ask you.
Yeah, please. Let's go.
Do you think we're an AI? Or
Um,
do you think
I think we're
like
a mental upload of some kind. So yeah, there's actually, it's not clear what's going on at the beginning of the game. It's just like, oh, you're a civil servant and you're going to take your civil servant exam and here you go, but everything's all weird. And then it's pretty clear fairly on that, okay, things are not, you're clearly not in a real world. You're in some sort of simulation, or at the very least, what's that Jim Carrey movie where he's in the TV show?
Truman Show?
Yeah, you're in some sort of Truman Show situation, failing that. But then soon enough, it's made quite explicit that you are a virtual being and you are in a virtual world, and there's two worlds that you go between, like sort of a virtual world and a real world. And in the real world, you inhabit a robot body. It could be that you are actually a real meat person in the first one, and you're just wallowing a robot around in the second world. But I do not think that is the case. It is strongly implied that the person you start the game with is either an AI or an uploaded mind. Do you have different opinions on this, or actually having played the game, are you just going to smile beatifically and say nothing?
No, I don't. I don't remember enough of the details to know whether my opinion of that changed. But I think I always thought of it as, you're either you're virtually present or you've been uploaded and simulated.
Yeah,
But it might be that this is a completely AI construct that you're playing. I think it's maybe not really clear, but I don't know. It's interesting that I didn't immediately go to an AI when I started.
I think part of what at the beginning it has a lot of. It reminded me of the game Soma, which involves a person in the science fiction trope of somebody having their mind digitized, and then a copy of that digitized mind awakens, but it's just one of many copies. But to them, it's as if no time at all passed from the moment of their upload. And I thought it would be that kind of situation. But then as this game continues, there are hints that none of this is unusual, and the player character is not surprised at the things discovered. And this is just, they have complete self-awareness of their situation. It's interestingly ambiguous in a way that I kind of dig.
Yeah, there's some references to like, oh, this is familiar, or I remember being in this room before on a tour or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like, were you actually a child going on a tour, or were you just a young program?
Right.
It could be interpreted many ways. Another thing that's open to interpretation is when you're exploring the outside world, and there's like ruins, and there's like a ruined farm and a wrecked staircase, and you go to, oh well, perhaps this is a there will come soft rain situation where the real world has been completely devastated by war or whatever, but the automated cyberspace is still just sort of like headlessly stumbling on because no one shut it off. But then in the game, there's suggestions that no, time is passing, and there is evolving geopolitical situations involving like North African dictators. And so maybe the world is just, going on normally. Civilization is fine, but I guess the base you're in is under a ruined farmhouse for camouflage. It's I don't know. I have not gotten to the end of the game, so I just don't know yet. Speaking of,
Yeah,
go
it's
on.
definitely it's unclear what year it is, right? I
Right.
mean, definitely time has passed, maybe a lot of time, maybe only a few decades, maybe hundreds of years. It's unclear. Yeah.
What I took from the newspaper in the mezzanine is that the newspaper's date was like, this is now, and it's later than you remember, but that's because time has happened since your upload or the last time you were awakened or whatever. But
Right.
this is now.
But isn't there like a calendar in the real world, in the robot
Oh
world?
yeah, that's all dusty. So like nobody has been in the bunker in the real world in decades.
Right.
So I think it's implied like since the Thatcher administration. So it's somewhere in the UK or in the greater Commonwealth, filling that. Maybe we're in Australia. I don't know. Or not Thatcher. The Queen is there. Queen Elizabeth II is there, I think. Anyway, two. Let's explore. So we're missing one network cable segment, and
Well,
yes.
one other thing I wanted to suggest is maybe type help and see if there is anything that was important in the help screen.
Well, I'll tell you, Final Exam is a parser-based game. The basic idea is to type what you want to do and then see what happens. However, the game only understands a limited set of actions. If you find that the game doesn't understand you, try simplifying your command to a few words. If you're not making any progress, you can find some more suggestions on the author's website at http://www.jwitham.org/finalexam/. If you've explored as much as you can, but you're not sure what to do next, then you might try the hint command. I didn't know that. How about that? You can also, so there's help and hint going hand. I don't know. I could not tell you the last time I've seen this one. Anyway, I like that. You can also ask for a hint about a specific object, e.g., hint bed. Final Exam also has exits, which lists compass directions that you can move in from your current location. The walkthrough, which is available from the author's website, includes some maps, along with step-by-step instructions for completing the game. Cool. I didn't know about Existwell. So, looking at my hand-drawn map, because I have not installed Trisbort, we are... I see where we are. Okay. So, yes. Are we holding... And we can't go up. Right, because this is what we're missing. We're missing the final link that would let us link the cable end, which is here, to the ruin on top, and then plug it into the satellite uplink. So, I don't know. I'm just going to type in and see what happens. Your goal is to find the shortest path from the surface to WS3 so that the central administrator's network connection can be established. Use a map of the caves to determine a path involving no more than 8 different rooms. Oh, perhaps that's not our puzzle then. Or rather, perhaps me saying like, oh, we'll just need to throw more network cables onto it. How about not? Including the maintenance room and the ruin, i.e. outdoors, then run a network cable along that path. Maps can be found in the walkthrough. Through. If you're really stuck, ask for another hint. All right, well, I'm going to look at my own map here. So we are, let's see. We're here from the maintenance room to the ruin. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me, okay. Oh, I wonder if we can drop it down the waterfall. Oh, that's why the waterfall is there, isn't it? Okay, that makes sense. That makes some sense.
Yeah, that hint gave away a little more than I was expecting to.
It gave, well, no, it's the sort of hints in that it was saying like the puzzle you're currently solving is X, and yeah. I thought I was solving Y, and it didn't reveal the solution. It's just like no, focus over here, which is, I prefer that kind of hint to, do this next, certainly. Yep. So I think what we need to do is toss things down the waterfall. And I remember this float has a reinforced hole at one end for attaching a rope, which implies we can thread the cable through that hole. And in fact, I wonder if we can even use that verb. No, we can't. I wonder if this is the right way of thinking at all. Okay, the trailing network cable is now tied to the plastic float. That's even simpler than I thought would happen. I thought we had to thread it through there, but apparently you can just tie it to the float and fetch it. So if we pick up that float... Okay. And you cannot carry it across, right? Oh, you can't carry anything... I wonder if it lets you carry the float and the cable across the bridge.
I think it was the uplink kit that was super heavy that we couldn't carry anything else.
Yeah, okay.
And we've already done that.
So the cave is filled with the sound of the waterfall. You stand on a muddy beach on the south side of an underground lake. Now let's see here. Oh, so south is the direction that you cross the bridge. Yep. Okay. You hear the waterfall to the west. Robot body cannot swim. So if I say put float in lake, will it be carried over the waterfall?
think we're at the bottom of the waterfall.
Yeah, that could be where I'm not thinking in the right direction here. And it's just sitting there anyway, so that is not exciting. Man, my map is bad. It's bad.
Yeah, the map in the walkthrough is also hand drawn and not very good.
Well, probably better than mine. Okay, southwest to the low ceiling. Okay, so that's... So this is crawl. Oh, this pencil is terrible. Get mechanical pencil. All right, that's a crawl space. And... Okay. Keep typing exist. Northeast to crawl. Southeast to river overlook. Oh, that sounds promising, doesn't it? River overlook. River. You're standing on the path on the north side of an underground river. Yes, yes. Which flows through the cave here. The river level is too high to allow passage in any direction except through a natural path. Okay, so if we look at the river, the underground river flows from west to east. The rate of flow is extremely rapid and the water looks very dangerous. It disappears under the eastern wall of the cave. So if I put the float in the river, the float is sucked under the water by a powerful current. The trailing network cable is dragged along with it. I think that's what we wanted. Good. Yes, I did note that both this room and the waterfall room had no apparent purpose, and now we know what their purpose was. I feel like I cut you off.
No, I'm just saying I hope that was the right thing to do.
I do too, but this doesn't. This seems to be a very friendly game that doesn't let you mess yourself up.
And it is one of those puzzles where there's like one unexplained thing, and that must be the thing we need to do.
Mm-hmm. Look, it's a float.
That's...
A network cable passes through the waterfall. It is tied to the plastic float. So let's see if we got this. It's not like I've done the math here, but... Letting the trailing network cable... Laying the... Okay, for a second I was afraid when I typed up it said letting the trailing network cable go, but it actually said laying the trailing network cable as you go, which is what we want. And we still have the stuff. So let's do the thing. And I actually hope I plugged it in on the other end. That was a long time ago. So let's untie that cable. Now I have too many things on my end in real life. And plug cable into kit. Wow. The status panel on the uplink kit lights up as the connection is established. The trailing network cable is now plugged into the uplink socket. Your score has just gone up by 6 points. Uh-oh, we're now suddenly into last lousy point territory. Out of nowhere. So, all right. Well, I guess nothing astounding happened because we're just a robot sitting around in a broken farmhouse. So, there's no monitor or display attached to the uplink kit. It's just kind of there doing its thing quietly.
Do you think there were like 5 other steps that got cut for length or something?
What do you mean? Or do you think this puzzle was too short? Or
no, I'm wondering about score design. Like, why was that score 6 points?
Oh,
I wonder if maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, surprise, you're closer than you thought, or whether it was just things changed in editing.
Yeah, I mean, there are earlier actions that gave you 2 or 3 points, if I recall correctly. So I think it's just saying like, oh, this is a super important, cool thing you just did.
Right.
I mean, technically speaking, isn't wasn't finding the cable worth 8 points, just doled out to you in 8 sections.
Basically, yeah.
The status panel on the uplink kit we see on examination shows that a data link is established. So let's mosey on back down. Oh, I don't need to be trailing the network cable anymore. I can just drop the cable. And I guess we can. I don't want to pick up all that junk again. What's the instruction book? I've forgotten.
1970s.
That's not going to be the same thing. I am just going to leave all the junk stuff there. Oh my goodness. The Northwest, the other Southwest. So I'm interested that there is in fact there is that Z axis on the other side of the chasm. So if you wanted to do some naughtiness and like blort the data attack into the satellite kit, that'd be another possible separate ending. But first things first. Here we are in the dry cave. We want to go west-ish, and then southwest, and then back entrance, and then in here. Okay, that is in fact plugged into WS3. Let's go home, I guess. As you step into the charging station, your robotic form shuts down. Sunshine streams through the windows of the lobby. The central administrator and a few other senior staff are waiting to congratulate you. You have passed your final exam. There is a brief round of handshaking and backpatting. I am sorry it was a little unorthodox, the central administrator begins. It's normally just a 3-hour viva. But I think we can skip that under these circumstances. Let me introduce you to the new security administrator. I had thought that the attack came from outside, but it turns out to have been something of a palace coup. There's been a reshuffle. The guilty party deserves a second chance, I think, but will not be returning to a position of any responsibility. But the good news, I found you a job in simulation. It will be ideally suited to the skills and capabilities you ably demonstrated today. The new security administrator leads you up the stairs to introduce you to your new coworkers. Your life as an administrator, in all bold type, has begun. You have won. In this game, you have scored 20 out of a possible 20. I guess we just got our last point from finishing. In 663 turns. Hooray! Okay, so we got to the winning ending, a winning ending. But I think you were implying there's more to do, and I think, should I try that thing I was just talking about? Because we never did anything with that other thing to the north of the chasm, which I'm very curious about.
Yeah, let's view the credits first, and then let's.
Credits first. Good idea. Final Exam was written by Jack Witham. The most recent version of the game may be found on the author's website. Thanks to Jillian Witham for her patient support and proofreading, to my parents for more things than I can list, and to my testers Ted Kazuban and Stephen Postma. Such interesting names in this game, all of whom I am mangling for invaluable feedback and playtesting. Without their help, this game would probably have remained unplayable. Thanks to Aldi Kirk for bug reports during IFComp 2015, and to all who played online and produced interesting transcripts for me to read. The game was produced using Graham Nelson's Inform 6 library and compiler. So now I shall try the other thing, and I'm going to hide my window just to politely bring up the restore without scandalously showing my file dialog here. Now, where did I
think you could have just undo.
I guess I could have undone. Yeah, you're right. It's undo. Okay.
Unless there's some like non-reversible thing that happens when you connect the uplink.
I bet not. I wouldn't. I'll put it this way. I wouldn't see why that is. Oh, I guess. Well, So yeah, now we can just like plug anything into it, and there's nothing stopping us from. What is WS2? I've already forgotten.
Diagnostic.
Right.
That was one of the clean rooms that you go into.
Now what if we go north here? Nothing happens. So I guess you just fixed it.
Oh.
Oh, did I miss a cue there?
No, I think
Oh, I had already unplugged it.
you unplugged it and it was still thought it was done. I guess yeah.
All right. You know what else is interesting is wasn't there another blast door that we never opened?
Yep.
I'm trying to
What do you get
remember
from?
where that was.
Are there any more hints now that we've finished?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nope. I wonder. Huh. Oh, oops! No, I didn't want to do that. Grumble, grumble. Okay. So yes, you cannot carry. There is no stretching the cable from the unfiltered thing to the satellite kit, even if you've used the waterfall. So
Which one? Filtered one?
WS4 inside the building, and then there's another one on the north side of the chasm, which we figured out how to get to, but then we never did anything with, curiously.
Right.
Let's see. So if we go north, and then, oh, northeast, then we can go. Huh. Yeah. Eastern end of a long cavern, much of the floor cavern. I wonder if we picked up a piece of treasure here or something. Well, now I'm all lost. Oh, no, I guess you just had to. Okay. Here we are.
Wait, we dropped it.
Oh, we did? When did we drop it?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Is it like wrapped around something?
Yeah, I must have taken a bad route. Why is the cable running west from here? It should just go from the satellite link. It shouldn't go west from here. I just want to gather up the cable because this is all messed up. Is there like gather cable? Roll cable?
By the way, I noticed that there's nobody watching. Maybe because you didn't.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't pre-announce this. It'll be recorded. So yeah, no, there's no kibitzing. There's no real-time kibitzing this one. You will all have to kibitz after the fact. Talk amongst yourselves in an asynchronous fashion.
In the far future.
In the far future of probably tomorrow. Man, I am confused. Okay, so we're at the crawl, which is there, and it's how is the cable running southwest? Should not be doing that. Southeast and northeast. What are you doing? How is it running? Why is it going into the river? Do I just have to go back to the I guess I just need to go back to the thing and just gather up both ends of it? Man, I'm confused about how the cable physics works. I have to be honest with you. I just want to roll up the cable. Yes?
Um, yeah, I think you need to find the end of it. You're holding it in the middle, I think.
Right.
So you go to the end and then like go in the direction that will gather it up as opposed to just moving along it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Northeast. Wait.
Yeah, it's bent all weird. So
Yeah.
I think I want to just kind of start over and unplug it from the.
Uh,
Hmm.
I think you're okay. I think we need to find the end of it.
All right. I'm going to start over with my mapping here. So,
Okay.
damp. And that goes east to black, south to dry, west to north chasm, which is where we want to be. That's star. So if we go east, that goes southwest to fork, west to damp. All right. This goes west to dry, northeast to black, southeast to view. So that goes north to damp, east to fork, west to crawl. And the cable runs west from here, so that implies this is the end of the cable. That's how I read this. Because if we move, it'll say like you're let go. Okay, yeah. If I go that way, okay,
Yeah.
now we're rolling it up.
Collecting it.
That goes to crawl. And that goes east to dry, southwest to low. And yeah, there's a kink here. That goes southeast to river overlook. Northeast to crawl. West to back. And northwest to south of chasm. Oh, see, that implies there's like a puzzle where you can like throw it across the chasm or something. I wonder if you can actually. That would be. I should try that. In fact, there's nothing stopping us from trying this right now, right? Except that the cable runs southeast from here. So the problem is, okay, at this point, we can't follow the cable into the river. So I wonder if I need to drop it and then go to the satellite and gather it up from there, I guess? Like, Yeah, I'm not sure how to like Pac-Man along the cable if it has a step here where you can't. You see what I'm saying?
I think we can. I think it's okay for now. I'm not even sure if this is undoable. The network cable in the river.
Yeah, I wonder this at this point. I think okay, I've done a good job mapping this. I kind of do want to restore and just restore to a point before we threw it into the river and just start over fresh. So allow me to do that.
Sure, feel free.
Feel free. So where is my save file? I think I called it untitled. And it's not that one because that's too old. Oh dear. It is certainly not that one. I might not know where my save file is. And the file folder under open recent doesn't tell you. And that is on me for not What if I search my whole hard drive for files named GLK save? Because that's where I am right now. This is not good television. I apologize for that. Oh, dear.
Maybe you threw your save file into the river.
I
And
think
it
I
washed away.
threw my save file into the river. Okay, I'm going to search for files named GLK save, date modify. Oh, wait, found it. It is absolutely this one. It's this one. Why didn't I think it was that one? Okay, so it's on my desktop. That's weird. It looked like something else. So desktop, untitled. Oh, I see. I see what the situation is. Okay. All right. So I am now launching Skype. Why did that happen? No, I absolutely do not want to be launching Skype right now. Good Lord. Here we are on the Lake Beach. This is where we began this session, and it is not where we will end this session. So I want to pick up the end of the cable, which will be over here. So I'm going to pick up the cable. All right. Now we
Which end of the cable?
This is the eastern end of the cable. We picked it up at the end of the at the bottom of the ladder.
So it's still plugged into.
It's still plugged into WS3. So now I'm going to pick up that float because I suspect maybe that will be useful. And now I've actually taken it.
What is your goal now?
My goal is to plug it into. I'll plug the other end of it actually into the other the thing on the north side of the chasm, as opposed to the thing inside the building.
So you want to connect Z1 to the uplink?
Yeah, that seems to be because I think that was just labeled as unfiltered. So there's already an unfiltered inside, so you can do you can cause trouble by messing with unfiltered by plugging it into things inside, but this seems to be an opportunity to mess with things by plugging it into the outside.
Right. And so your theory is that it's long enough to go without having to go over the waterfall.
That something like that, yes.
I guess also this way we know if there was some sort of unreversible toggle, we haven't flipped it yet in this parallel world now.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is
Z5, sorry.
yeah, I was calling it Z1.
Did we find another Z? I don't remember.
I do not think so.
Okay. Maybe this is Z Machine 5.
You know, I never made that connection. That seems to be very, coincidence? I don't think so.
What does WS stand?
I don't know.
World socket. Web socket?
WebSocket. Goodness gracious. How to get back there? I wonder if this is any closer and if we can just walk over to it. Okay. No, this is the wrong turn, isn't it? I am lost again. How do you get... Oh, I guess you, at this point, you just do the waterfall thing. I think.
Can we go straight to the bridge?
Oh, maybe.
Yep.
And then let's leave.
Didn't get 6 points that time.
No, we didn't. Did we get 6 points immediately last time? On
I think
plugging
so.
it in? Yeah, I think so.
The administrator is not happy with you.
There's a message. This was exactly the same as last time, so I think nothing happened.
Yeah.
Boo. Well, that's not exciting.
Maybe it's instead of an uplink, it's a downlink. Like maybe it's going from the satellite to us, and so going to Z5 doesn't actually.
Well, why is it even there then? I mean, okay, so at this point, I'm asking you, as one who has completed the game, is there anything I've missed or that you draw my attention to at this time?
Yeah, there's definitely more to do. So I guess the first thing I wanted to say was that back in the mezzanine, back inside,
Mm-hmm.
there were some things that we didn't examine that we maybe should examine.
Oh, okay. Let's do that now.
I don't know if that's totally crucial, but I think it's worth doing.
The first floor landing forms a mezzanine here overlooking the lobby below. It's a sort of waiting room placed right outside the central administrator's office, which is through the double doors to the west. A corridor leads east, a grand staircase leads down. Mezzanine is deserted. They would be able to sit on the sofa or look at the artwork. And there's a plaque of stability, so I think we had looked at the artwork. There's 12 pictures. There are 12 pictures, each representing a key advancement in the development of human civilization as seen by the administrators. Some are obvious, like the discovery of fire and the development of writing and agriculture. Others are more controversial, such as the institutionalization of religion and the English Revolution of 1688. The most recent pictures show the development of the internet and the creation of the administration. If we look at Burke, the painting hangs on the eastern wall. It is an enormous portrait of Edmund Burke, the 18th century writer and politician. The central administrator is said to be a fan. So that's something for the Wikipedia if we choose to examine how Edmund Burke might be tied into all of this.
I think I did look this up during the Club Floyd playthrough, maybe, and I think he's basically like conservative.
Yeah,
in some measure. Try the sofa.
You notice a book underneath the sofa. Oh, we did not notice that earlier. The book is Notopia by Perry Sim. Some of the book is a biography of the central administrator. Is Perry Sim a reference before I go on to A Mind Forever Voyaging?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So, okay.
I have not played that game. Have you played that game?
I have not. I've only read about it on blogs. Like probably Jamie Marr's blog, The Digital Antiquarian, had an excellent article about it I've read at least a couple of times, which is why the name jumps out at me. Also about a artificial intelligence that is being used by a government agency to explore futures for administrative purposes.
Yes.
Dystopian futures. Dystopian Reaganite futures, specifically.
Notopia.
Yeah. Anyway, Notopia. Some of the book is a biography of the central administrator, but mostly the book concerns how the administration rose to power. The title refers to the administration's approach to government, rejecting ideology and utopian idealism, and focusing instead on stability and rational pragmatism. The result, according to the back cover, is, quote, the sort of society in which people would actually like to live. So this whole game sort of comes across as Mind Forever Voyaging fan art, if you will, and I mean that in a positive way. Is this sort of like set in the same universe, perhaps?
Yeah, unclear. Like I said, neither of us have played it, so I don't know exactly how how closely it fits into that, but it's certainly meaning to evoke it.
Um,
Uh, yeah, I thought that was an interesting connection.
that is a cool connection. Uh,
Uh, so yeah, what else do you think? What other dangling threads do you remember?
good question. I think there's a blast door we didn't open, and I've
Yes.
forgotten where it is. Do you know where? Do you remember where it is?
I think it's to the north of the chasm, like the indoor part of that. Like I
Oh,
think that's where.
okay. Let's see here.
But I don't remember how to open it. But I do remember a couple other things.
Oh, yeah. There's this space which we can't do anything with,
Yeah.
which I went to by accident. Boy, my map stinks. Good lord.
Northwest.
Really? No, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to be. Oh, but we have to go to the real world. Okay, that's the confusion.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to Interportal. All right. So this, according to my map, is on the other side of the North Chasm. But I don't. That's not where the. Okay. Not
Yeah,
here.
maybe not.
Nothing here. It's gonna type exits everywhere. Actually, no. It's the blast door would not show up as an exit, so that would not be the right command. Nope. Cannot dig through the rubble. Nothing in the data center. Here it is.
Oh.
Oh, it never occurred to me to look at the door. Amazing. Okay. And it's been scratched onto the door. How curious. So here we are in the dusty office with the faded calendar of, I think it is the Queen. I was thinking Thatcher, but that's okay. Let me just. I bet if I say look Queen, it'll do the right thing. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Back on track. As you press the button, nothing happens at all.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know, why would it? Because
Well, before it said something happens in the distance or something.
did it? Um, well, let's find out.
Hmm.
The controls must be elsewhere. Okay, did I? Is that not the number I poked in?
I think it is. Yep.
I wonder if I put the game into a weird state by plugging the cable in.
No, because we never actually. Oh, we did. Yeah, we did
Yeah.
do that.
I guess I could restore the game and just try that again, just in case that is what I did. You know what? I'm going to do that because I'm paranoid.
So, yeah, I wish I remembered a little more details about
That's all good.
the end game.
This is the post game. We're having fun with post game content.
Yeah.
I don't want. Oh, I didn't want to disconnect the. Okay, cannot drop that. Fine. Very well. Lakeside. I want to not be here at all. Okay, and from here I can just zoom back quickly to the back entrance. And that should take me to... Whoop, don't want to do that. Okay. So now we're in a version of this world that has not... I have not messed around with the naughty cable socket at all. Let's go over to the secure room. Oh.
Still air gapped.
Yeah. Doing that again.
Huh. I have a theory, but...
Tell me your theory.
Well, we'll go ahead and check it just to make sure. Oh. Wait, what? I think we need to examine the display before doing anything else.
All right.
Oh,
isn't it the same one?
Yeah. That was weird. But yeah, go back and check the blast doors.
No, it's still closed.
Okay. So, do you remember another scratched number?
Nope. The numbers I remember are there's one on the other robot. There was one on a Post-it note that was attached to the broken monitor. Right. There's the one that are given to you by the administrator in the console. So I don't...
Look at your black box.
Oh, it's crudely scratched on it. When did that happen?
It was there all along.
Really? Yeah, I wrote it down on my notebook. But I never did anything with it?
No.
Wild.
Well, I think what happened was we poked 11657 and then we poked Maurice's number, and then there was like a delayed death, and then we were like, okay, we should not be poking things.
Oh, and I never tried the other one. Huh. Okay, well, let's try the other one then. Do a little copy-paste magic. As you press the button, nothing obvious happens here, but you sense that something has changed elsewhere. Suddenly, you find you are standing... Excuse me?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, the change is immediate because there's a giant text dump. Suddenly, you find you are standing in the observation gallery. You are in a cavernous room built on the same vast scale as a concert hall. It cannot possibly fit, blah, blah, blah. We read this last week, but this is new. The room is filled with people. You hear raised voices from the floor below. Somehow, that poke has triggered a flashback. The commotion is because of the African dictator Mugafi. Reports confirm that Mugafi has launched airstrikes against the rebel-held cities in Assadia. Casualties are substantial, and this is only the beginning of a major offensive against the rebel forces. A faction of administrators is demanding that the central administrator take action to stop Mugafi. They are suggesting military intervention and temporarily establishing an outpost of administration for Assadia. But the central administrator refuses. Intervention, he insists, will do more harm than good. It will further destabilize the country, and the administration will have unending responsibility for the consequences. The flashback ends mid-argument, and the room is empty again. So we've basically been teleported to the observation gallery. Unusually. Which... yeah, I did not take a... I did not... Okay, and this is where the big XCOM globe is.
Yeah, and we're back in the virtual world.
Yes. Well, we didn't leave it. We came back to the virtual world to poke that number in.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking the poke was in the real world. No. Look at yourself.
I will, but the flashback continues because instead I ran up the stairs. This is the office of... No, wait. This is your office. In your role as security administrator. The door leads west to the corridor. The office is furnished by a desk, sofa, a bookshelf, and a mural on the northern wall. You are sitting behind the desk working on a report. There is a quiet knocking, and some of the interventionist administrators enter. Amongst them, you recognize Maurice, one of the network systems people. He has physical access to the administration's data center. He has enormous power and probably doesn't even realize it. They have come to ask your advice on the Mugafi question. How, they ask, can the central administrator be persuaded to act? You realize you're looking at a great opportunity here, and a plan takes shape. You say that you care about Mugafi and the rebels and sympathize with intervention. You ask if they have any support from the human world, but they admit it's limited to online activists doing no more than registering disapproval. It's very rare these days for protesters to bother to go out on the streets, partly because it does no good, and partly because there's very little to protest about. You advise them to put pressure on the central administrator via the humans. Gather sad stories from Assadia and get them in the media. Refugees, homeless children, famine, disease, human interest stuff, to tug at the heartstrings, get videos, pictures and stories from the war zone, send them to journalists and spread them on social media. Awareness will encourage protest, and if there's enough protest, stability will be threatened. Only then will the central administrator act. The flashback ends. The room is empty again. I'm going to examine myself. You are the security administrator, attractive, charming, and cunning. Oh, there's been a flip. And here we are in the security administrator's office. Door leads west to the corridor, which we've been to before. So I think we're just like walking through memories literally now. We've already
Check
seen
out
this
the
mural.
bookshelf. Do you think the Security for Dummies book is still there?
Nope.
Do
Worth
you think
checking.
the Security for Dummies book was like a commentary by the central administrator on what he thinks of the security administrator?
It could be. Bit of a dig.
Or maybe that's what he really is like, and you're in his own self.
That was his own self-critique.
Maybe, I don't know.
The flashback continues on the quadrangle. On the lawns around you, off-duty administration staff are enjoying... That's a good way to implement NPCs. Just put them in cutscenes. Always popular. Off-duty administration staff are enjoying late afternoon warmth, relaxing in the shade of the buildings. A gardener is replanting one of the flower beds. You hear the low murmur of dozens of distant conversations. You're approached by one of the interventionist... I keep mispronouncing that. You're approached by one of the interventionist faction. You recognize Greg, one of the assistants from social affairs. Adopting a conspirational tone, Greg solicits your advice on the Mugafi question. As you walk together, he reveals that efforts to create pressure have not been successful. Despite careful organization, a spontaneous demonstration in London only gathered a few hundred people, while another in Paris did not start at all. The media are broadcasting some pro-rebel stories, but somehow unpleasant stories blaming the rebels for the situation are also being broadcast, and there is little public support for intervention on either side. This is no surprise to you, since you have also been assisting the central administrator by disseminating the truth about the rebels. Mugafi is bad, but the rebel armies are led by people who make him look like a saint. Even the worst people can adopt the language of peace and democracy when it suits them, fooling those who wish to be fooled. Playing the concerned interventionist, you suggest a new plan. Something worse than bombs and bullets is required, something that will shock the public. You give the contact details of an arms dealer to the interventionist, with a suggestion that the rebels could be supplied with some particularly horrible weapon. The sort of thing that only a government would normally possess. If it were to be discovered in a government building or military base, Mugafi would be blamed. Pressure to act would be irresistible. Poor Greg dithers with his conscience. but you assure him that this will serve the greater good and that he enjoys your full backing should anything go wrong. The flashback fades and the sky goes black again.
By the way,
Still in safe mode.
Maurice was the robot that was.
This I did remember. He was the robot who was plugged into the unfiltered and had met an unfortunate fate. Which also reminds me of Soma, because you do meet twitching robots plugged into things they shouldn't be plugged into in that game. Good game,
Maurice
Soma. Sorry, go on.
Maurice was the system administrator guy, so maybe he met with some foul play or something.
Oh yeah, perhaps. Let's continue the flashback on rails. The central administrator stands behind the desk. He seems aged and sad. His hair is white and his features are gaunt. The years have been hard. You are here in your official capacity beside the central administrator. As controller of security for the administration, you are involved in any serious disciplinary matter. And this is serious. Greg cowers in the middle of the room while Maurice and the other interventionists stand at a distance, some of them visibly shaking. There has been a chemical weapons attack in Morgazi. Horrible images of death and dreadful injury flood news bulletins and social media sites. Unfortunately for Greg, the central administrator has discovered his role in the matter. The central administrator speaks wearily. Understand, he says, I do sympathize with the victims of Mugafi and the victims of the rebellion. It's not fair. They deserve better. Everyone should live in a stable, free society like the one we curate. But I tell you, it cannot be done, not yet. And not for a long time. Run the simulations for yourself if you wish. Our duty is to our people, the people living within the administration. We cannot allow wishful thinking to override good sense. The situation with Mugafi would have stabilized in months if you had not intervened. He would have beaten the rebels, and Assadia would have returned to its normal, corrupt state. Bad, but preferable to war and chaos. Millions will now flee from Assadia. It doesn't matter that the rebels used the weapon, that Mugafi is blameless on this occasion. Assadia is now a country where chemical weapons are used. Would you stay there? Where will the people go? You had good intentions, but look where they took you. Look who is paying for your desire to do good. The very people you hope to save now flee in terror from your help. Like Somalia or Libya, the war may rage for decades. I am very disappointed at this attempt to force my hand through demotic means. Creating fear and suffering in order to drive politics? Terrorism? Yes, terrorism, that is the word. It is most uncivilized. It is not what we do here. He turns to the other interventionists. You have all contributed to this mess. I'll deal with you later. Leave us now. After the doors have closed behind them, the administrator speaks again to Greg. I'm going to give you a second chance. You will have to resit your final exam. I hope you will make better choices next time, Greg. Be seeing you. The flashback ends, and you find yourself in the mezzanine, our favorite room. Well, that certainly paints a picture.
So are we Greg or are we the security? Or the security administrator?
Well, we're still the security administrator.
Right. Or is Greg?
Well, Greg, but Greg is not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Greg unless Greg was of two minds. I don't think Greg is the same person as the person in the flashbacks. Okay. I think there's two exits from here. That's exciting. Yoink. Okay, here we go. This again. A low knocking and one of the interventionists enters your office. It is Maurice, one of the network systems people. Today, his purpose is not altruistic. He is deathly afraid. Maurice tells you that he was updating software in the simulation department when he met his friend Greg. And Greg was different. Physically unharmed, but with no memory of the last decade. Greg does not remember Maurice. Greg thinks he has just passed his final exam and that he's just beginning to work at the administration center. You explain that Greg is not the first person to experience this fate. The central administrator has done it before, 3 or 4 times to your knowledge. Each time the victim returns to work in some menial job with no memory and a permanent, secret black mark, denying all promotion. It's a fate that you've always feared, and because you don't understand how the central administrator does it, you've never dared openly oppose him. You ask Maurice for help. If Maurice could arrange for your physical mind to be transferred into one of the maintenance robots in the data center, then you could find out more about what happened to Greg. Perhaps together you could find out how to prevent it. As you had hoped, Maurice is so fearful that he will grasp at any hope of safety. He promises to make the necessary arrangements. It's exactly the opportunity you hoped for. As long as you can stay outside the administration center, your mind and memory are safe. Hopefully, you will not need to return until the danger is past. The flashback ends, the room is empty again. So let's keep going. Look at the bookshelf again. Actually, did we look at the sofa? Are there more books under the sofa?
Not this one.
Obsessed now. All of your stuff has been taken away.
I know.
That's different from last time. Who knows?
Yeah, last time it was like you remember something was here. So it was a little bit of a hint that you were maybe.
Okay, well, the flashbacks have stopped for now because this is the first time we're walking around and nothing is pinging. Okay, so what are we to make from all of this? If we are, so are we still we are now the security administrator, and we are conspiring with Maurice, who met an awful fate. I guess we could go examine Maurice again. But why did we forget? So someone reset our brain, but in an imperfect way, because we thought that we were resitting our final exam. But I guess we did a poke and everything came flooding back.
I think maybe he or Maurice or somebody scratched the real number into the candidate black box so that he would remember, sort of a total recall kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm feeling pretty smooth-brained here, and it's not clear. I guess we could just type hint.
Well, my
final exam cannot provide hints if you poke that number. Once you do that, you're on your own.
Too late.
That's great.
Yeah.
What you're saying?
My theory was that maybe the blast doors will work now.
Oh. Well, that's fun. Where are we? Oh, they're in the real world. I did not write down the number of the blast door, so we might have to take a couple of.
Sure.
Yeah, blah 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 blah. So central administrator is not us. Central administrator is trying to manipulate us. Okay.
Oh, wait, there's a new thing at the bottom of the secure room description.
Oh, there's, I guess, more recollections here as we walk around, which I should pay attention to. You recall that this blast door leads to the most secure part of the bunker, the central administrator's sanctum, and the only way to remove him forever. Dawn. Now let's walk around the rest of this place. Let's see. No, not remembering anything special here.
Yeah, that may be the only one.
Okay. Well, thank you for pointing that out. Mwahaha. As you press the button, nothing obvious happens here, but you sense that something has changed elsewhere. Your score has just gone down by 13 points. Oh, we're not playing your game anymore. Wow, I love it. The portal is not working. You are trapped here. Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
What? What?
what?
What? Uh,
You see a warning sign on the western door.
the warning sign tells you not to randomly poke things.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh
There's a
no.
message. Is there a new message?
Dear
Yep.
Candidate 11657, or rather, I should say, Security Administrator, it seems that my attempts to restore you to a known good state have not been entirely successful. How unfortunate. My problem is this: you have managed to thoroughly disrupt the administration with your virus, and yet you are the only one who can possibly undo that damage. All I can do is turn your clock back to a time before you decided to destroy me, and hope that next time you will make different decisions. You are always one of my most capable people. If you had only taken a different path, perhaps this time you will. It's time to take your final exam once again. Be seeing you, yours, Central Administrator. Splat. And right back to the beginning of the game, in the introductory banner and all. So
Well,
that's
no.
cute. Hmm?
Reread the first. I think the first paragraph is different.
In the dream, you are already one of the administrators responsible for the
No.
security of all the countries. So, well, but that's like you wake up from a dream which was actually reality. And
Right.
so that's the isn't this where we came in loop. So this is actually a time loop game in disguise the whole time.
Yeah.
That's cute. Well, that explains like yeah, it's I like it when it hooks back into a an introductory paragraph that you didn't even realize would have narrative impact. So that's
Right.
fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, so is there a way to? I wonder if there is somehow a way to get into the super inner sanctum.
I'm sure there is, but I don't remember. And none of this stuff is in the walkthrough either, which is amusing but a little annoying.
Yeah. Let's think through. You can't lay cable through the portal. Um, it says like so long as you keep your mind outside of the. Uh, I wonder if you plug your black box into the thing, but then that'll just kill you,
Hmm.
like the Z thing, right?
Can we disable the central administrator before we poke?
How would that work?
I don't know.
Because
You
you
know,
have
I
to
think
go through the blast door to disable the administrator. I mean, that's the implication anyway.
yeah, I think what I did before was I poked the or even doing any of the cable puzzles. So I think it's fine to have done that. Um, but yeah, I don't remember why I didn't get reset.
Oh, so you were able to do a final defeat thing?
Yeah, like I think I when I first saw the scratch number, I did the poke, saw all the flashbacks, and then I went about solving the normal puzzle, and it worked fine.
The normal puzzle.
The like the I got to the ending that we got to, even after I had gone through all the flashbacks.
So the quote unquote winning ending where you connect to
Yeah,
the satellite.
yeah. If you do what he says.
Yeah. I would be willing to believe this is the whole game.
No,
Uh,
there's definitely another ending. Yeah.
oh, you can defeat the administrator somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, and well, we still haven't done anything with that chasm. So I wonder
Right.
what happens if we plug into it. I guess that means restoring it yet again. So let me do that yet again. And back.
No. Well,
Yes.
I think that it resets you to the beginning, but I think it's not the actual beginning. Like I think you can still go do the things you wanted to do.
Oh, really? I've already
Although I'm
restored the game, so it's too late.
yeah, that's fine. Actually, now that I say that, I'm not sure because it might be you have to like find all the cables again or something.
You know, I would expect that. Yeah, you have to. I'm like, well, you know what? I don't want to. So, neener, neener.
Yeah. The other possibility is that he may have updated the game since I played it, so there might be a different things you need to do.
Okay. Let's go over to that area. Where's the other end? I guess no, the other end is plugged into the thing, huh?
Is it? I think it's still before the waterfall puzzle. Maybe.
No, it's plugged into the building though.
Oh.
Okay, that does the expected thing. So you can't hide inside of Z5.
Right.
I want to try something else.
You could also plug yourself into the satellite.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I think that is not an important thing to do. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is for throwing the float across the chasm somehow, and I have no idea why you want to do that. Like, is that an alternate solution for
I
something?
think it is. I think that is important, but I don't remember exactly.
Well, it's for getting to the socket on the other side, clearly.
Right. Right.
Um, but then what do you plug the other side into? That I mean, it would be something in the. Oh, it would be something probably on the other side of that blast door.
Yeah. Maybe.
Probably. Hmm. Oh, there's people in the chat. Hi, chat people. Um. Oh, there's a question from Deathtroit asking, why did I stop uploading it to it? Yes, I do have another YouTube channel, and that is the one I use to upload some of my older videos from the aughts, like Jmac Arcade and the Game Shelf, and um, basically I stopped. Well, I didn't. I don't make the. It's been a long time since I've made a video like that. This channel is just for game streams, and that's it. So, for reasons that are not very necessarily good or interesting, I've been uploading to this one. Maybe it's a better idea actually to upload streams to the first channel I had and not split this off. Yeah, I don't have a very good reason for why I did this. So there you go. That's the answer to that question. That's cool. It's interesting to know that people followed over from there, which certainly had more subscribers than this one. Anyway, cool. So where did I leave the float? We can at least see if my theory is correct about the float. Let's drop the cable. It's not doing anyone any good here. Oh, I failed to actually drop the cable? No. Oh, I see. And let's go ahead and unplug that. Okay.
Right. So maybe it's not long enough to go the long way around the chasm.
Yeah, no, this would seem to be it. So if we say tie cable to float, and then see if this works. And this is what I did last time.
What do you want to throw the plastic float?
That's weird. How did I do it last time?
Throw a cable?
Yeah, I went to throw a cable. Plonk. Okay, that's not exciting, but I guess that's what we wanted to happen. Okay, so now we have a shortcut across the chasm for reasons that are unclear. I guess the reason would be to plug it into whatever is on the other side of that blast door that we don't know how to get to.
Have we connected WS3 to Z5?
We have not connected WS3 to Z5. I think we connected WS3 to the other unfiltered thing, and nothing special happened. Or rather, it made a lot of noise happen inside the console. It didn't like kill the administrator. It just made everything very noisy until we unplugged it. If I recall.
Yeah. So maybe there's a difference between the inside unfiltered and the outside unfiltered.
Oh, I wonder if we can confuse him by plugging it in and then doing the poke. Blah, 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 blah. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, because WS3 is the central administrator, I think.
All right, so where are we? None left. Oh, we threw all of the cable? No, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I am again confused as to the cable physics here.
It's across the chasm. I think you want to
go to it and
you want to drop it, go plug it in. Cable is tied to the plastic float.
The cable forms a coil on the floor and runs south. Okay. Huh.
There you
go. Okay, the float is here. Cable's plugged into C5. Cable's in your hand and run south. So I don't want to walk around with it, right?
Right.
And it goes across the the chasm.
Yep.
Okay, and now I should be able to pick up the cable. And now I should be able to go here. But I can't. Because it's all coiled up on the other side. I am so confused. Yeah. I think maybe you have to plug... this game tries so hard to be cool about that. And it's just... Cables are so... It's like water or fire. It's just trying to do something really innovative and hard. Any kind of like fluid material for various definitions of fluid, like rope, actually, famously, in
Can you
IF is hard to get right. Examine the cable. No, I think I just have to...
Yeah.
Nah, it's just not going to work.
Did we throw the entire cable over? No, it's still running south, but we threw most of the cable over.
I think we just did it in the wrong... Yeah, I just did it in the wrong order.
Yeah, maybe we have to plug it in somewhere else before throwing it.
Yeah, I think that's what it wants. Oh, no, don't run. Arg. This is the worst.
Well, we have to unplug it and then carry it back to WS3.
Yes, but it's running south into the... Boy, this is all mucked up.
Wait, can you...
Go ahead.
Is it plugged in? Is it...
No, it's just... It's crossing the cabin. So it's not plugged in. It just starts here. The end of it is here, and it goes south across the chasm.
Right. Oh.
And yeah, it's all messed up.
Can we cut it? Maybe we need to cut it again and start over.
Oh yeah, I forgot we can cut the cable. That didn't even occur to me.
Although it might just fall into the chasm. Oh. We don't need the tool anymore to do that, I guess.
Now there's like one bit of it is missing.
Is it just strewn across the...
I have no idea. Oh, look, here it is. That's messed up.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Now I need to join them again, I guess.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Oh my god.
Join them.
Ugh.
Oh, now I need to get the tool. So the tool is back by the lake, I think.
I bet we don't. No, let's just get it anyway. Oops.
The underground lake is hardly portable.
Something puts it in her inventory, yeah. Oh, hang on. Didn't say the door was open, did it? No, okay. Back entrance, slow. This is what I think it wanted the whole time. All right.
Okay.
I keep doing that by accident. All right, now we've got that going on. So now what?
Now we want to poke the identity number.
Which is this thing. Okay, red light is flashing. Neener, neener. Yes, it's just displaying the matrix.
Huh. Wait. The identity.
Wasn't that it?
That's your identity.
That was it.
That was. Uh, that was the black box number, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are we not him anymore? No.
No, we're back to not know to being
Right.
yeah, pre enlightenment. Do we go through the flashbacks and then plug in I don't know. I don't think we can. I think poking doesn't work so long as the stuff is messed up, perhaps.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. I have the transcript of the Club Floyd session. Maybe I can reconstruct what to do there.
There's a lot of neat stuff to play with here.
Yeah. I mean, you could try the blast door again, I guess.
But that won't work. I mean, I don't have the. I guess yeah, we could like find the blast door number and write it down this time. So the door is 844839582. Yeah, so okay. Why is WS4 even here? So confusing.
I think one of them is isolated and the other is unfiltered or something like that.
Hmm.
Um,
Lots more if nothing happens. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of good with this. Any luck on your end? I guess I can look at the walkthrough.
well, yeah, but like I said, the walkthrough doesn't do any of the extra credit parts of it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the exact order of things you need to do things in.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
go
mean,
on.
we could also try connecting yourself to the satellite.
We could try that. Let's make that our
That might
final
take-
action.
Sure.
I'm okay with this. And I'm actually okay with like getting even if we don't destroy the administrator, it's still a satisfying ending to loop back to the beginning. That was actually quite satisfying and surprising. I like that. So playing with that cable some more. Oh, but we're plugged into ACK. Where are we? How'd we end up there? Dang. Now we're doing this again. good enough. Plug able into me. The status panel on the uplink kit lights up as the connection is established. The quintuple length network cable is now plugged into the black box. You find yourself on the internet, and all of the world's information is merely milliseconds away. However, you have more important things to do right now. After idly searching for your own name, you disconnect and get back to work. The status panel uplink kit goes dark. So perhaps you can do that after going through the flashbacks, but frankly, I don't want to. So I say, like, I'm fine with the amount of game I have played, and I'm happy with the ending we got. So I'm going to call this, actually.
Yep.
So
thanks for playing.
Thank you for suggesting it. This was a cool game and a lot of fun, and thanks to the author and testers and others who were involved with this game. And yeah, ifcomp.org, a lot of good games there. This and hundreds of others await you. All right. Well, I think I'm going to take a little break from this for a bit. So do subscribe to my streaming channel, which you can find at jmac.org/TV, or if you're watching this on YouTube, it's whatever channel this is. I play IF on it. I sometimes stream other games. It's a good time. And I'm jmac.org on Twitter and jmac.org on the web, spelled different ways. Figured out. It's a puzzle. All right. Thanks, Doug.